Once upon a time in the deep sea, there was a shark. This shark wore 3 blue shoes. His name was Tralalero Tralala. One day, Tralalero Tralala was at home. Suddenly, he heard a knock at the door. He opened it and saw an octopus monster. Behind him were an army of fish soldiers. They all had weapons. Tralalero Tralala was scared. He put his shoes on his feet. He grabbed his wooden sword and shield and ran outside. The army was attacking his house. He saw all the little baby sharks. They were smaller than him and they all wore the blue shoes. They were called Los Tralaleros. They were running away from the army. Tralalero Tralala wanted to help them, but he needed a stronger weapon. He remembered a legend. There was a magic sword. It was stuck in a stone. The sword was guarded by a big crab. Tralalero Tralala swam as fast as he could. He had to get there before the octopus monster caught the Los Tralaleros. When he got to the sword, he started to pull it out. It was very hard. He pulled and he pulled, but he couldn't pull the sword out. He fell down on the ground, tired. Just then, 3 tiny hands put his back. He turned around and saw 3 Los Tralaleros. They had escaped from the army earlier. They had watched him struggling. They had an idea. They said, "We may be small, but we are strong together." They linked arms with him and started to pull the sword out of the stone. A magic whirlpool appeared over them. It gave Tralalero Tralala magical strength. Finally, he pulled the sword out. The sword was sharp and pointy. It was also blue. The whirlpool disappeared. The Los Tralaleros had to go. They had used all their strength. Tralalero Tralala put the sword in its sheath and ran towards the octopus and his army. He was in between them and the Los Tralaleros. Suddenly, Tralalero Tralala stopped. He looked back at the Los Tralaleros. They were cheering. He smiled. He knew he could do this. He took the sword out of its sheath. He raised it high. In his hand, the sword shone like 1,000,000 diamonds. Tralalero Tralala charged towards the octopus and his army. He was ready to defend his home. He was ready to defend his family. He was the bravest shark in the whole wide ocean, and he always wore 3 blue shoes.